Oh,
We're
Bogdan
under
is
10.
under 8.
Oh my gosh,
5,
he's gonna
4, 3,
flag
2.
Did he make it?
Yes, he did.
with
2 seconds left on the clock, and he gets away from the board. Bishop
What?
d3.
I think
Not
he's
the best move according
Yeah.
to the computers.
okay. Just a second, hold on. Bishop did. It was something. Put my bishop on c6 a moment ago, but there was rook takes.
And now
before.
Gukesh only 10 seconds, and he calmly puts his rook on c3. That's a nice move.
C3.
See, the minor pieces love to be protected. So c5, the desirable c5, c4 hangs the knight. That move, rook c3, looks like a really good move.
Maybe it's time to go on the counterattack. Maybe
What's
rook
that?
Can you do rook e2 and 8?
Rook c5, rook g2.
Okay, he puts his rook on c8.
He didn't go rook e2. No.
He did not go rook e2.
Rook e2 was
I thought
interesting.
necessary.
It was very... Did he...
He
what
played
did he do?
rook
Bishop
c8.
He
e3.
played rook c8, and then we are back to white
Bishop
being
E3.
winning. And after bishop e3, we are back to white being slightly winning.
Slightly only.
Well, the difference between, like, now it's 1.5, and
But
it
he's
used
reaching
to be
for the
3.
knight.
It used to be 3.
It used to be 3.
Okay,
Are we
but okay,
looking
we
at-
can't blame
what-
the players.
what are we
This
looking at?
is so
Knight
difficult to
d5?
play. He's
3
reaching for the knight.
8 seconds.
7 seconds. 5. Okay, he does put the knight on d5.
By the way, the irony there of the knight moving, pardon me, the bishop moving for the first time to e3, you know, the whole game.
And it was a mistake.
And it was a mistake. He could have played...
You know what? Now, like, if they find the right move, so white has to take on c5.
Okay.
And rook takes,
10
and queen
seconds.
takes, and black plays something like bishop e4. And
He's
it will
done
be
it. He's
not
taken it.
that easy to win.
Because this beautiful light square control,
And the bishop on e3 will
is-
still be an idiot.
yeah. So we're looking at rook takes c5, queen takes c5, bishop e4, probably with or without f6, and there he's done it. Remarkable intuition. Queen takes bishop to e4, just hanging around. Good knight,
Okay, he captures.
and maybe some counterattacks against g2 after bishop e4. The players, I can't watch. They've been going down to like 5 seconds, and I don't know.
Oh, well, now it's Deac's turn, and
And
he
bishop
does
E4.
centralize the bishop.
It's remarkable. I'm a full exchange up, and the game would be over if my pawn were on f2. There'd be nothing to discuss. But this pawn on f4 imprisons my bishop and renders it kind of ineffective. That is strange.
Yeah.
That is just
And
strange.
is it ever a good idea to flick in rook a8 check, or you'd leave the rook on a7?
For the moment, I'd leave the rook on a7 just so I don't blunder.
Yeah, but this is what I'm
Bishop takes
afraid.
my rook.
I'm afraid of, like, that, you know, it's not easy to play when you only got 8 seconds. So maybe you just
Right.
throw in some move to keep everything connected. And
Rook A4.
Rook a4.
Rook a4, guess what, allows bishop takes g2, or knight e3, queen e3, bishop takes g2. And yeah, it's incredible,
Queen
but computer
C2
already says like it's
Queen c2 check.
somehow drawish. Don't quote me on this, but like, yeah.
Bishop
it
takes
changed.
g2. Ooh, that would
And
be
with the
an
idea of-
absolutely wonderful tactical shot.
Yeah.
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 Bishop g2.
Bishop g2, and if you keep a check on a8 first,
Then
king h7.
He's not going to find it. He
He's
was
playing
king
king
h7.
h7.
he didn't find that
It's very
tactical.
hard.
It's
very hard to
very,
decide.
very difficult to find these moves when you only got 20 seconds
True
on the
that.
clock, and then you have to make snap assessments.
So, I mean, in view of what we now know, that bishop takes g2 is a live threat. Bishop to d2, anybody? Just stepping away from the knight?
Gukesh 11 seconds. Okay, he moves his rook down to A2.
Also,
That's a good square. That's a good square.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
it's such a good idea when you don't have any time on the clock just to consolidate the position, have everything protected,
Agreed.
and then just give yourself extra time to think.
We actually called this Karpovian. Anatoly Karpov was a genius at keeping his pieces out of the danger zone. And here we see rook A2. 15 seconds.
It's ticking down though, Yasser, because now it's coming close
very
to
quickly.
10 seconds.
Queen to G6.
6.
Okay. So in some ways, this is possibly a prelude to H4.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, I'm
looking at
expecting the queen to
G3.
centralize herself.
Something like Queen D4.
Queen
yeah.
D4, a central queen is very good, then it will have influence over the whole board.
The problem is H4. The problem is H4. With the move H4, I'm threatening Queen G3. Don't reach to play Bishop F2. Bishop to C1.
Bishop C1.
Okay. So here again, I find
Okay,
myself attracted. Then you go
Queen F2.
Agreed. H4, Queen F2, and the danger is past.
Well, the big question for Deac is how to keep on maintaining the balance without making any committal moves.
Exactly. In some ways, while the knight is good on D5,
8
I'd
seconds.
find F5 much more attractive. 7.
It's ticking down 3.
3.
2.
Wow.
He's fast. Moving the knight,
Okay.
keeping everything
He
protected.
He is inviting Queen to G5. Technically, I would think that's a winning ending, although I remember from a World Championship match in 1990, Garry Kasparov was up in exchange with bishops of opposite colors, and it was a very, very difficult game to win, which was won in a German.
Gukesh drops the queen back.
F2. Whew. Well, we'll just let time travel press us on this one. Mira, we're relying on you as far as the Ali Reza game is concerned too. We've got
Knight
2
D4,
huge games
D5.
to keep an eye
Apparently,
on.
Fabi is winning.
Fabi is winning.
You'd be surprised. Yeah, it's also in a very intricate way, but
Wow.
he is winning.
Okay. So not a commentator's curse in this one. Queen to G3.
They're also down to minutes, by the way.
Minutes or
Fabi and
seconds?
Alireza. One is technically minutes, so
Okay.
1:10 for Alireza and 1:30 for
Because
Fabi.
we've been seeing these two, that is to say, Gukesh and Daniel, exchanging, 10 seconds before making the moves. Probably Daniel's been a worse defender. He habitually, not only does he get down to 10 seconds, then he gets up.
And he makes his move with 2 seconds to spare on the clock. So now, again, it seems typical now, 5 seconds, and he decides to trade off queens. Oh, good decision?
I think it's a lost technical ending, but it's going to take quite a while, because I know that Gary really had to work hard for that point where he was an exchange up.
Okay, so if it's going to take a while...
Whoa, maybe... Oh, okay.
No, the knight went back to...
Yeah, I was about to say rook E7, rook A7, knight F5 is check. Very, very important.
Yeah.
Otherwise, rook F7 was just winning a... But I was saying, the knight was... jump in on this one, Miro. How does the computer assess it? Right, with very
so
little time.
over here, when we've gotten to, a couple of moves ago, when we've gotten to trade the queens, that's a technically won position, and King H4 is a brilliant move played on the seconds. King H4 is the strongest move Gukesh found, being literally on seconds.
And check.
G4, or check and G4.
Bishop
just
to
an immediate
D5.
G4.
Okay, that looks a little bit perplexing for me.
Maybe are you trying to catch the white king in a mating net?
In a mating net.
Yeah, I was
Dang.
thinking, doesn't have too many squares available to it. If it does capture on H5.
Well, A2 is hanging.
Okay, so,
So let's do one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Let's get our rook into the game. Rook E2.
but then knight to F5, check. And you cannot capture on H5 because of knight G3.
Which is
Okay, so he's gone rook to D2.
right.
And
Again, he wants to take this pawn.
And also, if you do go G6, protecting the pawn, well, then you're just weakening yourselves
I
on the
wouldn't.
dark squares.
Never,
So
never,
exactly,
never.
bishop B2,
Yeah,
the
well-
king can now snake its way into
Yeah.
F6.
I think we're obliged to play
10
King G6.
seconds.
Ooh, no, Bishop A3 is a major threat
Yeah.
too.
Okay, he's gone G6.
Ooh,
G6.
never. King G5.
In
Ooh,
G4.
King G5 is good.
ooh.
G4 is good. Anything is good. Yeah.
Oh, King
I like
G5, Bishop B2,
B2.
and the rook will one day land on H8 splat. So this one is suddenly winning. King G5, very, very impressive play now by Gukesh. I think he's in a kind of a cruise mode.
Yep.
He's got this. Bishop B2, G4, and the rook will come to D8.
Bishop
Maybe-
on C1, yes, sir. It was bound to be to play the crucial role.
It was bound for glory. We just didn't know. So rook to D8 immediately.
I don't know. It feels like G4 is always a good move in such
Always a good move.
situations.
I mean,
I have no
I would be tempted by rook D8 personally. Rook D8 and just get ready to play bishop to B2.
He
Bishop
starts with
B2
bishop B2.
immediately. No, I
Yeah,
have
and
no
you've got
problems
your
with this one.
idea of rook to D8 with
Coming.
a checkmate on H8 coming.
You bet.
And
So does he have some ideas of knight
knight,
G8? No,
I was thinking
don't.
knight F5, knight G7, but then again, this invites the king to come into F6.
Doesn't it? Yes.
It's just going to
Dire.
be too much on the dark squares. And okay, knight G8 played.
Yeah, that's what I thought he might be setting up. But the problem for him is Zugzwang's going to be inevitable. You will be forced one day to open up the H file, and then the rook will come back to the H file, and it will be checkmate.
And
G4 immediately? No.
well, G4, I thought there might be F6, but then okay, rook D8
For sure.
for sure, and we
Results.
see a result. And our
Bravo.
first decisive beats Bogdan-Daniel Deac. Oh, quite the tense game.
It
filled
was,
with
it was.
swings and also time scrambles. Maybe we can quickly turn our attentions to the game Ali Reza for